You go to the office.
To do that.
Do you take the iPad?
Work anyway.
Huh?
May have to change locations here, guys. Easton. All right, while we're waiting for Carter to jump on, I'm going to change locations where there's a better signal. I'll see you later. Okay, that's better. That's good. Yay. Carter, if you press I think it's the little button at the bottom that has a camera and a plus icon. That should bring you up. Hey, Easton. It's very dark. There he is. Oh, there's a clubhouse room tonight. That's dope, Tate. I miss you guys. I will be there.
Hey!
Hey!
How's it going?
What's up, buddy? How are you?
Doing good. How are you?
Good. Sorry, I'm changing locations because I have better internet in my office than I do in my apartment. So
completely fine. A little bit too. Trying to make that better.
Hang on, I gotta disarm this burglar alarm. I'm so sorry. This is so unprofessional. Normally would not go that way. Sorry.
Don't worry about being professional. I'm sitting on my bed right now, so you know.
What is professional? Yeah. What does that even mean? Awesome. So how are you, man? How have you been since Cryptid Con?
I've been really good. Still doing all like school stuff. But I've been trying to work on some projects lately, trying to do some more editing.
Yeah. I'm really excited to hear what you're working on right now. But for anybody not familiar with Mysteries Obscure, what is that?
So, Mysteries Obscure is this brainchild of mine that I made about a year ago. I loved cryptids. I loved, of course, the names like mysteries and all things obscure. I love history. So I kind of wanted to tie all that together and make it started off as a YouTube channel.
Okay.
And I would post videos of me and my friends going out and doing these investigations. All of a sudden, my Instagram started growing and I started connecting with all these amazing people online. And that's kind of what started this whole thing of Mysteries Obscure, where we want to make quality content just for people in the cryptid community to enjoy. Yeah, just make cool videos and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Very cool. So what motivated you? Like, did you see a space that you wanted to fill? Were you like, nobody's covering these topics? Like, what kind of pushed you over the edge and you were like, I'm just going to go for it?
So one thing that kind of inspired me to start it is I watched a lot of BuzzFeed Unsolved. I don't know if you've heard of that series.
Yeah.
Yeah. I watched a lot of that.
Like,
And then,
yeah.
and then I started watching their new stuff on Watcher. And that really inspired me to be like, okay, I want to make something like this and kind of make it my own version. So whenever I found out, okay, they're leaving right now, they left BuzzFeed Unsolved, they just wrapped up that series. I'm like, why not, try to make something in a similar sense, but do it more based toward cryptids and kind of have that in the world of cryptids and also involve the paranormal, but mainly the cryptid side.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah, that's a good series. That's definitely one of the ones that kind of pushed us over the edge too. We're like, oh, you can do this stuff and be kind of funny. That's great.
Yeah.
Matt is asking what a Shaniac is. I'm assuming the person who's a big fan of Shane. Oh, Easton explained it for us. Here we go. Awesome. Yeah, it's a good show. It's fun. You're running an amazing giveaway right now. Tell us about that, because I really want to win, but tell us about it.
Yeah. A while back, me and my friend Timmy, who I went to Cryptid Con with,
Yeah.
we visited Enfield, which is the town where the whole Enfield horror like craze happened in the 70s. Lauren Coleman went down there, and there was just all these people who had these sightings of this three-legged monster. And we went down there. We did a whole video on it, which is on our YouTube right now. But and I actually said I would do the giveaway right after the Enfield video came up. But I was like, life happened, and I just got around to doing it. So it ends, I'm pretty sure December 8th. I'm pretty sure that's what I said.
Okay.
Giving away a rail spike from from around the area of where the Enfield horror was spotted back in the 70s, and then a rock from like the train yard. That Timmy went on for like 20 minutes when we were actually at the site about how the rock is shaped like the state of Illinois. And I was like,
saw your notes about it. Yeah. Yeah. It is. I mean, it is.
exactly. So those two things we're giving away from the actual site of Enfield, Illinois.
That's really cool, man. Like, I see a lot of giveaways for, you know, books, stickers. Not that there's anything wrong with any of that. That's awesome. But I don't see a lot of giveaways for, like, I've heard them referred to as primary artifacts, like they're taken from the location. Like, I have a couple rocks from Point Pleasant. I don't know if that's the same thing, but that's really cool, dude. That's really cool.
Thank you.
Love that. So let's talk about Cryptid Con. How was your trip? How was your experience?
It was really good. We took our trip was about 5 hours. I know that's a lot shorter than like you guys coming up from Texas.
Nah, dude, that's still a hike. Like 5 hours is a long one. After hour 5 for me, it just my eyes glaze over and I don't even know where I am. It's just happening. Oh yeah, yeah,
yeah. So we listened to some podcasts and what's it called? Made our way up to what's it called? Lexington, and then yeah, once we got to the site, we actually, whenever we first got there, we walked in. We didn't bring all our stuff into our rooms yet, but we were going to check out like the convention, like the actual like sites of the convention rooms and all that, like all that kind of stuff. And as soon as I walk in, I see Lisa from Cryptid Comforts, and I'm like, this is great. Like we give each other hugs, and I'm like, I'm very excited for this weekend. That kind of just like set the mood for the rest of the time.
That's awesome.
Because it's great. Like that's probably my favorite part of the whole thing. It's not a specific like time, but just being able to see everybody in person. That was just a lot of fun.
Yeah. I've heard of several people say that, like in conversations that have happened since then. Like, oh yeah, what was your favorite part? Man, just seeing everybody, just being in that room with everybody. Yeah, I'm definitely with that one. What's aside from that? Because obviously, yeah, that's a huge highlight. And Lisa's awesome. I finally got to meet her in person this time too. Matthew, I miss everybody super hard. It's really bumming me out. That's one of the reasons I wanted to jump on here with Carter tonight. Oops. I accidentally pulled that thing up. How do I?
Great.
I just emoji.
Next gathering, I don't know. Hopefully soon.
Hopefully soon. I'm hearing rumors about April. I'm hearing rumors about May. Literally just rumors. So we'll see. We'll see. You know, it seems. Say what?
Hopefully sometime soon.
Yeah, hopefully. There's some stuff going on in Texas, but I don't, it's nobody seems to want to come here. So I don't know. But anyway, I wonder why. Anyway, what merch items were you excited to pick up this weekend? Or was there an item that you were like, this is my favorite, I need this?
So what is it? I forget the booth. But we went down and we saw a lot of the stuff that we would see online that people were posting. So that was cool to see in person and like pick up some of that stuff. Like I know we got some stickers from Manic Pixie Dream Ghouls.
Yeah.
I entered the raffle for Lisa's like the big stuffy giveaway.
Yeah.
And then there was one. So in the bottom room, I forget what was it. Seymour's? I think that's what they're called. They're one of the people with like the crazy masks in one of the bottom rooms.
Yeah. To be honest, I can't remember the name, but I know who you're talking about. They were amazing. Yeah.
So they had like little silicone like night crawlers. So that was one of my favorite things that I picked up was it was a little night crawler that like jiggled whenever you set him down. Then you had a little butt and everything, and it was great. So
Yeah.
it was cool to see.
I was
Um,
masks. I was like, do I not need a Hollywood production quality Mothman mask? I mean, I couldn't
exactly.
think of any reasons not to buy it. Because
I mean, why not spend $200 at Cryptid Con? That's what we need.
yeah,
Yeah.
no, I it definitely answered the question for me. Is there someone out there making realistic cryptid masks? And the answer was yes. So
Yeah.
yeah, super awesome. Did you make it to any of the panels or the presentations? Because I didn't make really any of those except a couple little bits of them.
Yeah, so the only ones that we made were the we call it like the tail end of Quantum Bigfoot. Uh,
How was that?
that was interesting. It was a lot of science, so a lot of it went over my head. But it was really fun to listen to.
Ron Moorhead's a smart guy, man.
Yeah.
He's a smart guy.
So yeah, so I tried to latch on to as much information as possible. And then we did the Finding Bigfoot panel. That was a lot of fun.
Hmm.
Um, the podcasters panel. We sat by you guys in that one.
That was fun. That was a good time.
That was, yeah.
Very good time. So let's talk weird stuff for a little bit. I want to get your take on a couple of things.
Okay.
This story just broke in the last couple of days. Have you heard about these robots that can reproduce on their own?
I have not.
Okay, it's a really new story. I wasn't sure if you would have heard about it
Oh,
yet, but I guess they're made from frog cells and they can reproduce. We won't talk about it since you haven't read about it yet. But what's the point of that? What case or cryptid has really got your attention right now? Like, what are you researching currently?
right now, let me think for a minute. Because what I've been researching recently is less of like a specific cryptid. One that did catch my attention is obviously Tuscoma space penguins. That's an episode I want to do pretty soon.
Okay,
Which is
familiar
out
with
in
that.
so out in Missouri, in the town of Tuscoma, um, in around the 70s, there were these like this farmer saw this like mushroom or egg-shaped spacecraft falling down on his farm,
Okay.
and out came all these like alien-looking penguins, or I guess penguin. I don't know. They were penguins from space. Uh, so I just came across this weird story of this farmer who saw these penguins come out of a spacecraft, and I was like, "This is great. This is." And actually, I think what was crazy and what I love, this is something that I love about specifically like MetaZoo, because we were looking at all the cards and stuff at Cryptid Con.
Mhm.
They have space penguin cards, and I was like, I'm surprised that they actually know about that.
Wow.
A weird
They
like
go. Sorry, I interrupted you. I was just saying, MetaZoo goes deep on their lore references. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
you're good. Um, recently though, I've been trying to figure out what other people have been interested in. So one of the I think I talked to you a little bit about this during the podcasters panel, but a series that I'm working on right now is something called "What's Your Favorite Cryptid?" And I try to like go branch out as much as possible. So I have a few people. Obviously, you said you would like to do it.
Absolutely.
Um,
Yeah.
but it's an interview type thing. But basically, I just bring people on. I'm like, hey, what is your role in the cryptid community, and what's your favorite cryptid? And that's basically the video. And they talk about why it's their favorite cryptid and what they do in the cryptid community. Um, so I have a few people in our group, our like online like family.
Yeah.
I have a few from there who have agreed to do it so far, and like the lineup. And then I've branched out a little bit to other people. So I don't know, on YouTube, there's a guy right now called Windagoon. He does a bunch of iceberg videos and also like into cryptids and all that kind of stuff. And so I reached out to him, and I think I'm going to hear back from him sometime soon to try to get him for a video. And then there's someone on TikTok right now named Juliana Sasiri, and she is working on Urban Legends America, which is her goal is to design and build a theme park based around urban legends and cryptids. And right now she's a huge following on TikTok. So just trying to like branch out to all these different people in the community and try to bring everybody together. And
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think the paranormal community, but the cryptozoology community specifically, I think it's a lot bigger than a lot of people realize. But there's people on Reddit, and there's people on Instagram, and there's people on Facebook, and we overlap, but I don't think we overlap all the way. So I love that, dude. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Good on you for that. Absolutely. Here's a fun hypothetical. What known researcher or cryptozoologist would you want to go on an expedition with?
Now, ever since, let me think. I think it would be fun to go out with Cliff Brackman. I think that would be. I never pronounce his last name right. But
Barackman? I don't know if that's correct. I've just heard that.
So I think it would be fun to go out with either Cliff Barackman or I think Bobo would be fun from the show. But I think what would be fun, I feel like getting some people from just like the online cryptid group and just all going out and, looking for something. I feel like that would be fun. That's
my dream, watching Expedition, just like, our whole little online community.
Yeah. Greg said Moth Boy Matt. So he's definitely up there, Yeah. Yeah.
Actually, a lot of people in this audience I would take with me as I'm like scrolling through the chat. I would definitely take Greg. My grandmother is here with us this evening. So that's pretty cool. I would definitely go squatch hunting with my grandmother. I got one more for you. This is an opinion piece. And, I understand if you don't want to come down too hard on this because it is very controversial. What is your opinion on the Texas Chupacabra?
The Texas Chupacabra. What's the controversial thing about it?
The controversy is that certain members of our community feel it's nonsensical that we refer to a dog-like creature by the same name that we refer to a space alien-like creature that showed up, 15, 20 years before, or something like that. So it just doesn't work for me. Specifically, it doesn't work for me. And I'm just curious what you think about it. And I'm not going to jump down your throat if you're like, no, that makes sense. But I had to ask.
No, I like the idea that they are different because it's like, I would almost say that it's like you have like Sasquatch and you have like Bat Squatch, or you have what is it? I know there's a bunch of Goatman things, and then Sheep Squatch or like Sheep Man or something like that. So I feel like there could be different like labels for them because they're both kind of like they've both been labeled the Chupacabra, right? Like alien, you got the dog. So yeah, I feel like there could be different classifications in that. I could see where that would. I don't know what they would name it or which one would be the true. I guess the question is which one's the true Chupacabra.
That's a really good question. Yeah. Paranormality Magazine's been running a voting campaign the last month or so. We took a break for Thanksgiving and Cryptid Con to pick a new name. So there are some out there in the mix. But that's an important question I hadn't thought to ask. Which one is the actual Chupacabra?
What are some of the top names that have been in the lineup?
So some of the winners so far, I believe Beef Walker is up there. Scabwalker, I think, was on the last bracket, which I actually haven't gotten the results from yet. Oh man, I'm kicking myself for not remembering the other winner from the first round. If anybody remembers in the chat, that would be awesome if you could let us know. But let's see, what are some other ones? Come Churro was suggested. Rooster Sucker in Spanish, which the pronunciation now escapes me and I don't want to butcher it, so, but that's what it translated to. Zolo Diablo is one that I was rather fond of. Matthew says, Scabwalker makes me sick. Yeah. Texas Terror Dog, that was it. Texas Terror Dog won the first round. Yes, which was suggested by our friends at Fright Life Paranormal. Thank you, guys. So yeah, we're getting there. We're going to at least pick a new name for this thing, and then half the community will probably really like it, and half of them will say this is stupid, let's not do this. But it's fine. It's fine. Sorry, I didn't bring you on here to talk about that.
No, I'm open to talk about anything. I like those names.
I appreciate input on this very important, controversial topic, Carter. I really appreciate it. But what are you working on right now? Do you have any projects coming up that you'd like to let people know about, or is it all hush hush? I totally understand if you want to keep it on the down low.
I think the main thing right now is trying to. A lot of stuff is going on with school. I'm still in high school.
Which, brief aside, when I was still in high school, I was playing Final Fantasy games and avoiding responsibility. And you're like out there producing documentaries on the unknown. So like, again, hats off to you, bro. That's fantastic. But please continue. Sorry.
I appreciate that. Yeah. I've been trying to balance as much as possible. But right now, I think the main thing is editing. We've been, obviously the big series is What's Your Favorite Cryptid? That I want to try to shoot as many episodes as possible and just take time to edit them and then put them out there. Awesome. I want to keep doing Cryptid Case Files. We haven't done that in a while, and I missed that series. And it would be nice to do some Into the Dark ones. Those, I think from now on, I want to take some equipment into the field, some paranormal stuff. So I think we need to wait a little bit on that to actually do like thorough research. Right now, Cryptid Case Files and What's Your Favorite Cryptid would be up there on my projects.
Nice.
And then some merch stuff. I've been wanting to make some merch recently.
Your hats just came out, right?
They did. I just posted that about 20 minutes ago. Yeah.
Yeah. I was like obsessively trolling my feed before we jumped on here. I was like, oh, this is great, hats. So yeah, get yourself a Mysteries Obscure hat, or get someone you love a hat for Christmas or the holiday.
And then I think we're probably going to be releasing some like palm beanies soon. Works. But yeah, some other stuff. I'm not entirely sure what all we're going to add yet, but should be pretty fun. I'm excited for it.
I love it, man. I love it. That's awesome. Greg says the hat is dad approved, so you heard it here.
The stamp of
Well, Carter, I don't want to keep you too much longer. You've been very generous with your time. But where can people find you online? Where's the best place to follow what you're up to?
They can follow us on Instagram, obviously on here. They can follow us on TikTok and follow us on YouTube.
Awesome. Mysteries Obscure, folks. Check them out. They're doing some really, really cool stuff. Dude, thank you so much for jumping on here. It's really good to talk to you pseudo in person again.
Yeah, thank you for having me on.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, we'll do this again sometime.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
All right. You have a good night. Good night, everybody. Thank you for jumping on.
You too.
But I'm going to let everybody get back to their lives. So, all right. See you, Carl.